Welcome back to the Folly Draft, soldier. We have an all-new cast of cornballs to talk about today. Subscribe, or Taco Bell will give you a parasite. You're cooked. In today's episode, Streamer University students are delusional. Asmongold speaks out on the N-word situation. TechnoLARP got destroyed for LARPing as a dead YouTuber. TechnoDad, the father of the dead YouTuber, told him to stop, so he rebranded. People still aren't happy about it. Like this video right now! Let's get it on. Starting off with Asmongold reacting to a video from YB Trey talking about what not to do if you want to go to Streaming University.
Small creators aren't trying anymore. Let me go back and listen to this whole thing. Wait, let me
I'm
get
trying.
this locked in. Get a real job. Let me see what it says.
I just want to talk about me and my experience going to the Streaming University in-person application.
Why does it look like that?
I know everybody else wanted it as bad. I know other people call out of work. I know like other people had to sacrifice and do things to be there. But I can only speak for myself. Like I'm just so angry because I was so close in the line.
Whole time she ain't streamed in a year. I look just like this when I seen this bush.
It's still raining.
Hang on, I gotta turn myself up real quick. There we go.
She wants to be a content creator, but she didn't do anything. She didn't go live for a year?
You gotta be in it, man.
After Streamer University in-person audition.
You can't be looking for fame and fortune while doing this. You gotta be in it for the love of the game, unless you get lucky.
I did what I was supposed to.
Never streamed in her life, by the way. Now,
So she just wants Kai to give her a career. The way out, you don't even know the way in. 15 followers?
I would not be happy with somebody just handing me a YouTube career. If somebody would have handed me a YouTube career before I started this, oh boy, I would have fucked it up. I would have fucked it all up. I would have been labeled a lol cow. Would have been completely canceled off the internet, probably deplatformed on every platform, like Nick Fuentes.
live does not count. Go find one of these.
Damn.
So Streaming University 2 has been announced, and I'm not gonna lie, this looks worse than the first. I don't know if it's because Kai hasn't been streaming for like a full year, so y'all don't have anybody to copy off of, or y'all didn't get the memo from the last Stream University, or these AI posters are not gonna cut it.
You goddamn doing AI posters, your ass is not coming.
You win. I ain't coming. I can't come. I had an AI poster, homie. This is all I knew how to make.
If you can't take the time to set the camera up and at least record an actual application, what makes Kai believe if he accepts you into this, you will actually go and try to make content? You haven't tried anything yet. Like, you are the exact...
This is so true, bro. Like, a lot of people are unsuccessful and they don't do anything because they're lazy. There's a lot of people, like, just... y'all know this if you work anywhere, right? And, like, this is the fact. If you just show up and do your job and you don't cause interpersonal conflicts, you are already beating out the majority of whatever office you're working in. If you do the bare minimum, you just simply do what they tell you to do, you're already, wow, that might be employee of the year.
Right.
Streamers are so fucking lazy.
Dude, I was working at Dollar General. You know how long it took me to become a manager? They were asking me immediately, and I was trying my best to not do it because I knew what being a manager at Dollar General entails. A lot of bullshit paperwork, a lot of computer work on a system that barely works for no extra pay. They didn't pay me any extra. I think I got like a 25-cent raise or something like that.
It is embarrassing.
Type of person that if you were to be accepted, you would either be too shy to leave your dorm and sit in there all day, or honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't stream at all and you just was there for the fun of it.
I just took a risk and spent my rent money and booked an appointment with Erica Tay. And I'm also trying to get accepted into Streaming University, so no risk, no reward.
You what? No risk, no
Holy
reward.
shit.
Celebrity hairstylist Arrogant Tay's wig installation and styling prices is typically range from $1,500 to $10,000.
I know somebody who's selling a house for $10,000 right now, and he's willing to take less. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You could literally buy a shitty rundown house for that.
That's the rent money. This is insane,
what the fuck?
Dude. Oh my god, what a waste.
Why is your rent that high, for one?
Gotta be.
Hey, Kais and I, it's a big Ari in the house. I'm applying to Streaming University because I think I have
I think you're applying to the wrong website.
At this shit. To be honest, I don't stream or I don't really make content like that, but after Streaming University, which I think that's why I need to go, is because this could really help me create some content for real.
It's stupid, bro. Realistically, if you don't have any...
This guy's stupid. And that's the thing is like a lot of people, they look at, for example, they look at popular streamers and creators, and whenever you're really good at doing something, I think that doing it looks effortless to you. I think a great example of that, and I'm not trying to compare a streamer to this, but I'm just using it as a parallel, is the Erling Haaland clip where he was just walking. He's just walking, right? And then he moves just a little bit, and then he kicks the ball, and he gets the goal, right? And it's like, oh, I could walk around on the soccer field. Yeah, but you didn't do the 20,000, 10,000 hours of time playing before that to know exactly where to walk, when to walk, how to walk, and then...
That's the process that I'm in right now. I feel like that I'm in a better place than I was when I first started.
How to respond, and then how to move forward, right?
I figured out how to create a PNG cartoon character that talks. I didn't do that at the beginning. I had no idea how to get this to work.
It's kind of like whenever a plumber comes to your house and they fix something in 10 minutes, and it's like, well, then they charge you, like, let's say $200.
Eventually, unless, I catch a big audience for some reason, probably not. But eventually, I'm going to know enough that I can just close all this down and start over. And it just be perfect, exactly the way I want it right out the gate. But who knows?
Right, or $150. Yes, obviously it only took them 10 minutes, but it took them 20 years to only take 10 minutes. And people never think about that. They never think about this at all. And I think the problem is that they look at streaming and they say like, well, streaming is really easy because I watch people that are streaming.
I think a big problem these people have with streaming is like they think it's easy. They don't really want to do work. They want to, everybody else do the work. I'll have an easy life of streaming and I'll be having fun and getting into drama. And honestly, I think that in order to make more money, eventually everybody's going to have to be a content creator of some sort. And I think that's how the universal basic income is going to work. But that's also how natural selection is going to work, because you're going to have to be good at this, man. And the people who are already good are going to start hot.
And I think I could do it. Now, the reality is that there was one person who believed that as well. Me. I looked at streamers and I said, what a bunch of fat, lazy, boring, loser retards.
I don't want to just be a streamer. I want to do other things. I want this to be the beginning of me, I don't know, doing some other job. Doing some job that I actually want to do, but not just for me. I want something to give to the world to make everything better.
I need to put myself out there because I'm way more funny. I'm way more interesting. I'm better at the game than, this is World of Warcraft, I'm better at the game than all of them. These guys are pathetic. And so I went out there and I did it. And I was very successful. So I'm not even saying that it's the wrong mindset. But what it is wrong is not putting in the effort. Not putting in the effort, and that's the problem. Most people that are unsuccessful in things, it is very easy to dissect why.
Look at me. Look at me. I am, 2 years in? I'm not doing so good on YouTube. Oh boy, Facebook though. Because I'm not giving up. I'm posting everywhere, and it's working out. It's really starting to work out now.
You don't pay $200 for a 10-minute... You don't pay $200 for a 10-minute plumbing job?
And I'm getting more and more followers on Rumble.
You pay 15 years experience on what to fix? Yeah. Yeah, 15 years experience on what to fix. Exactly.
By the way, Rumble's my main platform now, so definitely give me a follow over there, or if you're watching on Rumble, give me a like and a follow.
Idea of what you want to build within the streamer space, you may want to think twice about Streamer University. Because let's say you make it there, and as long as you're not scared,
they just want to get famous. That's all they want. They just want to be famous. They want to be a influencer. They want people to recognize them. They want to get brand deals. They want to be a celebrity. That's all.
Ugh, gross. I don't want none of that. I want a small community that we help each other out and build things. All the fame and fortune, that sounds disgusting to me. I wouldn't know what to do with a whole bunch of money if I got it. I wouldn't know what to do with millions and millions of people watching me if I had it. That sounds fucking insane and so out of reach. But so many people want that. I don't get it, man. I really don't.
That's literally all this is. It's nothing more complicated than that at all, period.
You'll be able to create some type of decent content. I mean, you are around like a bunch of other streamers inside of a college campus. It's like the best scenario for creating content. But I mean, after that week is over, what is your plan? You're about to go back to your regular life where you got to clock in at 7 a.m. every single morning. If you picked up any traction over Streamer University, how are you planning on keeping that? You feel what I'm saying? And another thing I've been seeing a lot of is random celebrities applying to Streamer University.
Oh my mama, this is a public service announcement. If I don't make it graduating Streaming University this year, I'm on your.
Who the fuck is that?
Didn't he go to jail?
I don't even know who that is.
Because I'm gonna feel like you clicking up with my ops. Soldier Boy going to Streaming University.
Oh, Soldier Boy.
We beef. Oh, my mom. I don't think you want to beef with me because I ain't gonna stop. I let it slide the first time. Y'all took DDG.
Hold on, bro. Is he on TikTok live, bro? Like, my boy, you are a musician. Don't you got like a tour to plan, album to work on, something?
We are doing auditions for Rap University this weekend in Atlanta. I just got this crazy ass building. I'm gonna have everybody pull up. I'm gonna post the address for y'all. And we're gonna do this shit in person. And I'm gonna stream the whole shit live on Twitch.
When was the last time Soulja Boy dropped a hit song? 2009. I bet it's 2009.
And was it? I bet it's before that.
Like the perception of this entire thing.
Wait a minute. No, now I have to know. No, he didn't answer it.
I'm gonna say 2006, 2007. 2009 was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
It's gonna be it's like 2009, right?
I'm very curious now. I'm glad he's looking it up because I would have.
Damn. See, that's the one I was thinking of. Turn my see. Okay, I was 2008. Hit meaningful chart. Will she make it? It was viral.
Okay, I Crank That Soldier Boy was what I was thinking of. 2007. That sounds about right.
Number one. Damn. Like, okay, so he kind of popped off in 2021. I don't even remember that song.
Yeah, it was probably planted by the industry trying to push it to get bigger numbers for him. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah, that was 2008. I was off by a year. Anyway, I said 2007. Yeah.
It's so skewed, it's just bad. People are literally seeing it as just an automatic boost in their career no matter what level they're at. The whole time, the only people that are going to have an immediate boost, no matter what happens there, are the people who are already known. I mean, Kai's not going to be streaming himself, so people are just going to go down to the next bigger person. The rest of y'all just going to have to scramble to create storylines with these bigger streamers so you can try to grab some of those viewers for yourself. And if you
that's exactly what it is. And like that's the problem with streaming is that like a lot of people don't want to build something, they want to be given something, and they want to collab with somebody. They think that all they need is to just get a shout out by like a big streamer. That's all they need. And as soon as they get that, they're going to be the next super popular person. And like, I'm going to tell you something, that's not the case. It's not. There are tons of people that get hosted for like 10,000 viewers and they had 7 viewers and the next day they somehow have 6 viewers, right? Like, that's it. And it's really just that simple. It's been like that for decades. It's always that way. You can't make people...
Yeah, you got to learn how to be entertaining, bro. Even I'd say that I'm pretty entertaining, and I still have no viewers.
Successful. You can't do that.
Saying that you're just going to be another streamer walking around with your free streaming phone that Kai gave you, talking to the same viewers that...
Yeah, like I'm a fucking talking cartoon chicken.
You had before you even got there, about all the famous people you seeing and how big the campus is. You're not really making no content. And if you still think it's gonna be easy to take streaming full time after Stream University, name me 5 people from the last Stream University that you didn't know beforehand that you know now. The only notable names that I can think of that really took advantage and I can see really grew is Kai Ooze. I apologize if I said your name wrong. Yana and Lola, which was the like news reporter. Oh, and one more, Otto got it. He been doing his thing too. So that's 4 for me. I can't name a 5th.
I've seen that last guy. I don't know any of the other people.
And I simply believe that's...
I feel like it helped Extra Emily. Like, I mean, she did pretty well on there, too. Like, yeah.
Because people just don't understand the streaming space and they went in unprepared. Couple signs that you probably shouldn't be going to Stream University, in my eyes, are if your streams right now...
don't stream. Like,
yeah, that's a pretty good indicator.
That? How about if you don't regularly stream, you shouldn't go to Streamer University? Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, when you go to college... When you go to college, you don't just chill at home for fucking 18 years. You have to go to high school first, or some kind of schooling. You don't get to just be born and then automatically know things.
Just consists of you playing multiplayer games with your friends. You probably don't need to be going to Stream University. If you are introverted, you for sure don't need to be going to Stream University. If you showed
That's probably true. Like, as somebody who's introverted, like, yeah, I fucking would not want to do that. Like,
yeah, that sounds like
to
a bunch
the in-person
of bullshit.
applications.
I'm not even really introverted. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Sounds like a bunch of annoying Gen Zers that I just wouldn't relate to. You know, I'm 30. I'm not much older than a lot of these people.
Left mad and surprised that you didn't get in and didn't make no content while waiting in that long ass line. You for sure don't need to go. You didn't even see standing in line as an opportunity to make content with...
He's totally right about this, by the way. Yeah, if you can't recognize, like, just even going to Streamer University at all is like content in itself, like, then you're not cut out for it. That's just not the way it is.
The creators.
Okay, first of all, let me come up here and respond to some of these comments because, yeah, y'all are really playing me right now. North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Don't play with me. Degree, honey. cum laude honors, if you don't know what that is. Thank you. First of all, graduated with my degree 3 years ago.
Then get a job.
In graphic design, graphic communication, science and technology.
Oh, so you got replaced by AI.
Get no job.
No, I mean, that sucks. Like, I mean, graphic design, yeah, you spend 10 years learning about Photoshop, then somebody just says fucking...
Dude, I've been telling people for 15 years that going to school for any kind of art, anything, is just bullshit. If you're not already good at art or passionate about art, even if you're not good at it, then you don't belong. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Even if you're just doing some basic corporate shit.
Can generate that shit and it's done, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed off too. I'd want to be a streamer.
My ex tried to go to college for graphic design, and I was like, are you good at graphic design? If not, then don't fucking go to college for graphic design. Get good at graphic design, and then you get hired anyway. You don't need a degree for that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I do not want to be a graphic designer. That has never been my passion, but I'm good with technology. I'm creative, which is why content creation is something that I am passionate about.
People that are creative are like, I feel like anybody that goes and says like, I'm a creative person, and there's like nothing really that they do that's creative or like interesting. I usually feel like, you know, if a man tells you he's the king, he is no king, right? It's one of those things.
For real? You for real? I've seen so many videos of people making think pieces of how Kai could have done the in-person interview way better and how they were.
Yeah, how Kai could have done it to help you. What a surprise that like your advice to Kai is to do the thing that's beneficial to you. Oh, wow, he should listen to you next time. That's smart.
We're mad that they didn't even get a chance to talk to him and they saw bigger streamers skipping the line. But you didn't try to spark a single stream, didn't try to make a single clip, didn't do nothing. You sat outside of a venue for 48 hours, which is something that most people ain't gonna do. I know I ain't gonna do it. And as a content creator, when you know that you're doing something that most people ain't gonna do or that most people just don't have the opportunity to do, you need to record it. That's the whole nigga make it. Real talk, bro. This really kind of make my blood boil, bro. Last thing I'm gonna say is a sign that you probably shouldn't be going.
Yeah, there's a reason this guy is a content creator. He's funny and very entertaining, and he talks fast.
On Stream University, he said if you don't hold many viewers but you feel like you shouldn't make yourself valuable to these bigger streamers, it's over, bro. Truth is, the bigger streamers won't have to try as hard to make the content because the content gonna come to them. So it will be your job to integrate yourself into that content.
It's crazy how, I mean, like everything that he's saying, by the way, is like actually really, really, really like insanely good fucking advice. Like this is actually on point. Like a lot of people, like whenever they give advice about streaming, it's like kind of this like high-minded, kind of almost like I'm talking about this in a way that makes me feel good about myself. This dude's just laying it out. He's laying it out, and I think he's really honest about it. I like that a lot.
Out it looking forced and with it being still entertaining and you adding something on to it. And that in itself is so much harder than a lot of people expect. And you only get one, maybe two tries at this, because if you try to force some content and it's seen as forced, the viewers ain't gonna like you. You can for sure win the viewers back over if you just do it once. But if you do it twice, 3 times and it all just seems forced, ain't nobody gonna like you. It's over with. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because, bro, content creating is something I've been doing since I was like 12, 13. And it's always been about building my own like community online. Like you see the...
That's a thing that I see with a lot of content creators. They've been doing this for a decade plus with no viewers at all, no interaction or very little interaction. A lot of people have been there from the beginning, and I kind of was, but like I just was in spurts, and then I'd delete the channel, get rid of the videos. I've had like 10 channels that just didn't work out over the decades. That's just the way it be sometimes, man. So really, I've only been content creating for like 2 years, 3 years. Going on 3? I don't even fucking remember. I've got 7 more to go before I realize that this was all bullshit and I should quit, right? Nope, I'm stubborn as fuck. I'll probably do this until I die.
The YRGs, the DEOs, even the 5-stars, shout out Max. Those are just a few streamers that I would say have a pretty strong core community. Obviously, they...
Yeah, I'd say that. That's true.
Grew past that, so they have people that just watch them based on what they're doing, but they also have a core community that will watch them.
Like, even like, I mean, again, like your Rage streams all the time, Bruce streams all the fucking time, right? I mean, like that Max streams a lot, like, and they're also like, he's also...
I wish I had good enough internet to stream. I totally would be streaming. This is a streaming setup that I have right now. I just don't have good internet.
Going and doing concerts and shit like that. Like anybody who's successful is putting in a lot of time and work and effort. They are. And you can't do that. You can't have the mindset, and I think this is true with anything. You can't have the mindset that best advice would be to never stream, make content off platform, build a brand before ever going live. That's true too. Yeah, you're right about that. Is the best streamers and I think the best creators, like even guys like Queso, I think Queso, like he got a lot of growth, not really even from his streams directly, but from clips of his streams. And then people came back and they were like, damn, this guy's really funny. I'm going to go watch his streams, right? And so it's like an ecosystem that you're creating. And so Peanuts Production, yeah, Peanuts another one, right? This is a lot of clips. Yeah, TikTok, right? A lot of TikTok posts. So yeah, that's really the way I look at it. But like you can't have the mindset that like, oh, I'm gonna put in the work when it matters.
Regardless of what they're doing. And that's what I've always valued within the content space. So to see a bunch of creators popping out the woodwork just because Streaming University is going on, and to be so obviously motivated by just the money and the image of being a streamer. Shit low-key make me mad, I'm not gonna lie to you. Because the space in itself to me is actually going in that direction. A lot of streamers who are going up nowadays are just doing it for the money, and it's obvious, but the viewers don't really care. As long as the person on the camera is doing something stupid enough to clip, viewers gonna watch, and that person gonna make a lot of money. But if said streamer decides one day that they don't want to do stupid stuff no more and they want to calm down with the content a little bit, good luck keeping them same viewers around, because a lot of them are only there for the moment. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I guess another way to look at it is, as content creation,
Jesus, bro, like this.
It is an art. There's really no rules on how you have to do it or why you have to do it. So I mean, go ahead, but I don't.
This is why I don't chase like the leftoid trends. I could definitely grift off of that. I could definitely grift off of politics, but I'm not interested in any of that, so I don't do it. I do the stuff that I want to do. This show that I'm doing here, I'm doing it because I want to do it. I ain't got to do this. I ain't making no money off of this. Like, this is basically my video games.
I don't know, I feel like it's just causing oversaturation. But anyways, on the off chance that Kai sees this video, this is my Streaming University application. Like the video.
I'm gonna be honest, like, he needs to go and put, like, Kai needs to bring this guy in here. Like, this guy's good. This guy actually, he like actually knows his shit. He does. He knows his shit. This is a good, yeah, this is a really good fucking video. He's only got 2,000 subs, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like this is.
Yeah, damn. He's better than me. Give him that. I got 4,000 subs. He's about to get a shit ton of new subs. Moving on! Next up is Asmongold completely destroyed Mizkif's lies about him just right after Mizkif's lawsuit against Asmon got dismissed. The timing couldn't be more cinema.
There has been a lot of posts about this, and I have held my tongue, and I haven't said anything at all. So if I go back and I look at the original post, Mizkif blocked me on Twitter. So yeah, he has me blocked now, right? So this is a tweet that he made a couple of days ago that went semi-viral about me. So a little bit of context. Mizkif sued me for defamation. And in the process of suing me for defamation, I have not spoken about this at all since then. Now, ever since then, he's been talking about me all the time. He's been having, nothing but things to say about me. I haven't really said anything about him. Basically, what happened is that...
Do you not know how a lawsuit works? Do you not know how the court system works? Anything you say or do will be held against you. And I know this isn't like the court of law, but it still rings true. Just shut the fuck up, man.
He sued me for defamation, and the ironic thing is that one day before, actually last night, my case was dismissed. His lawsuit that he brought against me.
I did not know that.
For defaming him.
That makes sense why he's talking about this now.
Was dismissed. It was a recommended decision by the magistrate judge, and then the actual judge adopted that recommendation and dismissed my lawsuit, his lawsuit against me. And so because of that, I am going to be talking about this. I didn't talk about it originally because, I mean, again, I knew I was almost at the finish line, and I know people were like, XQC was like, well, it's a 99% chance you're not going to get in trouble. Yeah, but how many 1% mounts do I have, right? And so I just said, okay, I'm going to wait and give it a minute. These are screenshots provided by Mizkif. It says, a creative, huh? And then this is me typing, I guess. So this is the context, right? So this is people thought, because Mizkif presented this, this is what he said. Do you want to keep hitting on her? The N-word passwords at 33 years old.
He really thought that this was going to do damage. This was like hitting a fire beast with the fire element attack, and you just boosted his health.
He's basically accusing me of using the N-word as my password. Where in any of this have I spoken about a password at all? There is no indication of it being a password. He completely manufactured this. Like, of all the things that you're going to accuse me of, this was completely a lie. And it was a complete lie. Like, it was made up out of nothing. So, like, I'm talking really creative shit like that. Screenshotted JK. Now, I'm not going to share the entire context around why Mizkif has the screenshot, but this is one thing that I can say, is that at the bottom of this, and he can't joke around with it because I know he could, because I know he would because of OTK. And basically I'm saying like Mizkif can't joke around with this kind of stuff because of OTK, and it puts him in a position where, you know, he can't be the usual guy that he is. Does this sound like a person who's talking about somebody who they don't like? This sounds like me talking about a friend. And that's because me, Mizkif, and Imru at this time were all friends. The context...
Well, you thought. Mizkif didn't think that. He was just using you for something that he needed.
Behind why this was shared, I think Mizkif, maybe you should provide the context why you have this screen.
Dude, what a fucking bitch. Just straight up kept info and stabbed Asmon in the back.
Shot. Why do you have this screenshot from Imru explaining all of this? Because I'm not upset about this at all. This was all shared and all this was happening when we were all friends. So he should explain why he has the context to this screenshot. And I think that will be very revealing. Anyway, at a certain point, he wasn't... So this is it. At a certain point, he wasn't even using the word anymore. The funny thing about it is that...
I think I have an idea of how he got the screenshot. I bet that he was in trouble with Emmy, and Asmongold knew about it, and that's why it was the three of them instead of just Imru and Mizkif. But I'm just, you know, grasping at straws here. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I hate it whenever information is brought up and there's no context to it.
That I was talking about a completely different person. This is the actual context of what was said. So basically, she was complaining to me that...
Okay, we get the what was said, but why?
There were people harassing her on Mizkif's alt Rumble streams, and they kept making new accounts over and over and over. And so she was actually getting harassed. And so about what tweet about Rumble, I said, yeah, y'all doing Cataclysm. So this is whenever Cataclysm Classic came out. And so I just don't know what the fuck to talk about most of the time during it. Yeah, Rumble chat is also bad because they don't have any IP bans. So we're talking about people that are, you know, making repeated accounts. So they don't have IP bans. Is it worse than my chat, though? This is obviously a joke, right? And it's like, you know, and not entirely, right? My chat can have some savages in it. And she said, yes, because it's slow and it's the same 3 schizos, so you can make a new account every 10 seconds. I said, wait, what the fuck? And so people were continuing to make new accounts over and over and over. And then there was this one guy who was making new accounts and numbering them each time. He got up to 45. And I said, do you remember Hades? No, I don't. I never watched. He was from Train's chat. I never watched Train. I said he was the most legendary So this was about Hades. It was not about my password. It wasn't even about me. It was about Hades and me talking about how much of an idiot he was. This is the transcript. Yes, and here's the context. So this entire thing was totally fucking manufactured. I was never having this as a fucking
Yeah, we already knew that.
Password? What the fuck are you talking about? This is a lie. It was a complete lie. And so it was totally about another person, and she was complaining about getting harassed in his stream.
Ban Hades. Please ban Hades.
9 years ago.
Someone PM me and explain Hades. Hades has been in my chat for 2 years, making over 800 new accounts, trying to say the N-word as much as he can, and we ban him. We probably ban him 30 times a night. Please turn R2D2.
Every single... So basically, this is what he did, right?
I would not give a fuck about that. You're, like, causing yourself to have a crash out because somebody's saying, oh boy, I almost said it. I'm not ready for that one. I don't want to have to look for me saying the N-word. Anyway, you're just causing yourself stress by worrying about it. What's that guy actually going to do? Make people in your chat a little uncomfortable?
He started using letters, words, like random, like, you know, Egyptian letters, hieroglyphics and shit. And so he would come up with these terms, right? And so he's the most legendary retard. He would come into Train's chat and spam the N-word. And he would keep coming up with all these crazy combination of words and numbers to make the N-word. And so then, and she's like, oh, that's, you know, it's funny because it's fucking ridiculous. So it was cut off right there. So this implies, this was presented as if I was the one being creative, like coming up with this as a password. And the biggest irony for this is that this is the person that's suing me for defamation. They sued me for defamation. The case got dismissed. Isn't that insane? I had all of this ready the day that it happened. And while it would have a almost 0% chance of affecting the lawsuit, that chance was not 0. Case dismissed. Yes, there it is. Defendant Hort's amended motion to dismiss is granted. And it sucks that a literal lie. This is a blatant, completely manufactured, totally invented. This is not a password. It had nothing to do with a password. Just because there's numbers and letters doesn't mean that it's a password. This was completely manufactured. And because of that, I have people thinking that I'm this huge racist that's saying the N-word privately, that me and Imru are laughing about, we're so racist. We were complaining about it.
Damn, almost thought Asmongold was based for a minute, saying the N-word behind the scenes. Because, I mean, who doesn't, really? No, I think he actually doesn't.
Can he sue for reputation damage? No, because nobody cares what he says.
I think he does it for the same reason that I almost said it a minute ago. Because you just fucking say words that are a part of your vocabulary sometimes.
Like, I saw even
and I totally would be fine with saying it if I didn't have to go through and censor it. That's a lot of work, man. The way I edit videos, it's hard. I'd have to literally watch a fucking 3-hour video just to find the one spot where I said it.
Hassan retweeting this and other people retweeting this and like talking about this. You retweeted a lie from somebody like Mizkif.
And by the way, I have said it. I have said it in my videos and censored it because I used to make a different kind of video and I used to edit different. So I was able to censor it when I said it.
If in order to
uncensored on Rumble, by the way.
Own me.
If I do
without
say it.
even checking or thinking about this at all. You just assumed that what he was saying was the truth. XUC commented on it. Let me see. See, and X remembers this.
He coming up with creative combinations and numbers. Oh, okay, chat. You know what? I don't think what Asmon said was bad at all. In this context, that makes absolute sense. Chat, do you have any idea how many filters we've had to write that are like this? Thousands to filter these words.
I care because this is a person who's spreading a lie about me.
Asmon's talking about some viewers coming up with combinations.
Yeah, I could see that most people who don't care what Asmongold says, he could say the worst, most vile shit and they're not going to care. I can see how they're not really interested in this. But Asmongold is definitely interested because everybody's just shitting on him for no reason. Usually they're shitting on him just because they don't like him. But this is actually a fucking lie that's just being spread around everywhere. And it's too late. And I think Asmongold definitely should sue Mizkif for this. Mizkif sued him first.
In the chat, that will go through and not get picked up at Autobot so they can say the N-word, right? And then he's just writing it like an example of a filter that you would put on for people that are writing, like, he's writing like some alterations. Like,
that's exactly it.
Buddy, this is correct. If anything, this isn't a racist. This is to prevent racism. So I don't think this is wrong at all. I think it's just weird that people even try to paint this in a way that it makes him look racist. I think it's stupid.
It was completely misrepresentation.
And now everybody's going to carry on with it like it actually happened because they don't give a fuck. Even the people who know, even the people who looked into it, they're not going to give a fuck. They're going to pretend they never looked into it, and it's just going to be spouted off by all the people who don't like them. And then all the people that they deem to be an Asmongold fan are going to be labeled that also. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Like, this literally defends the chat from racists.
It does.
Like, what the fuck?
The thing is, like, I was gonna message him and, like, maybe a few of my other friends and be like, hey, you know, by the way, this is what really happened. But I figured to myself, I was like, listen, like, everybody's gonna see the truth of it one way or another. And so, because I don't want people if people think something about me that's true, I'm okay with that. But I don't want people thinking things about me that aren't even true. It's not even bad in his context. People are softer than baby shit. I understand that, but, like, I wouldn't want people to think that I'm, like...
It's a big deal for leftoids. That's the whole point.
I tell a lot of racist jokes, and I like racial jokes. I think they're funny, but I'm very clearly not a racist. I'm just not. Like, I
am. Not really. Kinda.
It's just all there is to it. Like, I mean, I don't know really what else to say.
You can see where this is going.
Blasman pissed some people.
Bro, like... oh, wait a minute.
Okay. Like,
you can see where this is going.
You can see where some of these lines
and you
are
see
going.
the little the side dot, and then the curse of, and then the Q's instead of G's. Oh my God, there's so many examples of this.
It's pretty obvious what that is. Okay, so I think it absolutely makes sense. In a sense, yeah, I guess I guess you could say it's a maybe a little bit edgy to give an example in the middle of the chat.
But I don't think it's edgy at all. It's not a big deal. It's just a word. It's a conversation.
I love it.
It's a private.
I love that we're saying it more and more, even though we're just using it for further context for situations. Gives less power to the word.
Conversation. There's no context around it being racist. I'm not saying it with any type of racial discriminatory intent. I'm just giving an example of a word. It's the same as reading Huckleberry Finn. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think I completely defend my decision to do it, and I do it again.
In the context, it makes absolute sense.
Yes.
Okay. If somebody were to crop one of my messages where I say, "Hey, by the way, here are all the filters for the chat today,"
and then it just shows the filters.
I post it. And so he posts a screenshot.
Somebody's like, "Wow, XQC sent me the N-word 179 times. Why would he do that?"
Yeah, it'll look pretty fucking bad.
Keep reading.
No,
Buster.
it wouldn't.
He literally.
It's only bad if you think it's bad. It maybe used to have been bad, but not in today's climate. People just don't give a fuck.
Admits to ripping it back in the day.
Yeah, I did. I said the N-word all the time back in the day. I absolutely did.
I still say it at least 10 times, 20 times a day.
This is something really stupid. The ironic thing is that I do basically almost never say the N-word. I have verbal dyslexia. I don't want to accidentally say the N-word. So I
can understand, because I accidentally almost say it all the time. I gotta be real careful if I want to start streaming. It fucking sucks. I hate it.
Actually don't say it. I don't want it to just come out. How many videos do I have of me saying the F word, homophobic F word, from like 15 years ago, right? Well, my point was the different standards that different creators have, where it's like one person can say something and they can get canceled for it, and another person can say the same thing and they won't get canceled for it. Because I said that Pokimane tries to have a perfect persona.
Yeah, but he said that like a million times. It's not like
He brought up Pokimane because she said it before.
Gonna come to terms with at one point is that I don't agree. Like I don't think we should say it. I think it's bad if you said it. Okay, but at the end of the day, like it is what it is. Like he said that multiple times in the past. What are you gonna do about it? Like I can't do anything about it. Like it is what it is. I mean, you either stop watching him or whatever, or
I think almost everybody used slurs back in the day. And as I said before, I've told a lot of jokes. I've said a lot of things with slurs around streamers privately.
Bro, I do not give a fuck about slurs. You can call me slurs. I do not care. It does not bother me. And the people that I know who are of different races, they don't give a fuck either. The only people who give a fuck are retards who crash out in the streets and are willing to murder somebody in a gas station because they're a little bit racist and they say the N-word to him. Like, who gives a fuck? Fuck that guy who said it to you out of actual hatred. But, like, you're gonna stab him for a word? Like, you deserve to be locked in a fucking cage for the rest of your life. Maybe worse than that. Maybe capital punishment.
And they've said the same things around me. Not a single streamer, at no point in my 10 years of being a streamer, ever, has said, that's not cool or don't say that. Not a single one ever. So just keep that in mind. This is all performative. This is all performative. This is all bullshit.
It always has been.
Like, not like he's gonna get banned or anything like that. Like,
I actually don't really use the N-word a lot. That's what's crazy is I really just don't. Like, it's word filtered in most places, and I got suspended on WoW for using it so many times. I don't want to have it in my streamers used to say it on Twitch until 2016. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, and I don't want to show the XQC thing about
2016 is weird. That's like when a bunch of people started getting canceled. They started removing people from the internet. I don't know what happened in 2016. But the internet completely fucking lost its mind and was just banning people left and right. Mostly right.
That, but like, yeah, I mean, he's said other things. I'm sure, I mean, like, has XQC never said the N-word? I mean, come on, like, what are we talking about? And so, like, I mean, it's just, I don't, I mean, again, like, I don't think it's really, anyway, the point is that this was completely manufactured. Without saying anything crazy, this is directly from a public Discord, just this thing. Just to let you know, nobody will get paid for any misinformation posts. I said, Rune, this is all factual. We need nothing but the facts. If you posted vague lies, you will not be paid. So, and this is another thing, is that Mizkif has engaged in, this is really important to keep in mind, that he is engaged in, so like, are you not going to pay yourself now? He is engaged in financial compensation and a paid campaign in presenting information like this. Like, I mean, basically...
What the fuck? So he's paying people to spread lies. He is spreading lies, but he's telling them not to spread lies, but he's presenting this lie as if it's not a lie, so they're just spreading lies still anyway? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, paying people to smear Asmongold? What the fuck? How do people like this have streaming careers? How do they have fans? It blows my fucking mind. It's probably just because they got in early, so now they're just legacy, and they're on their way out just like cable, man, but faster.
He's presenting information like this. He's saying, I'm not going to pay you for misinformation.
You know what I think is happening? I think that, okay, we had corporate TV shows, we had, you know, cable TV shows, all that, and then we had the broadcast yourself YouTubers, and then the quality of the YouTubing went up, and then it went up, and then streamers came in, and they were basically the new broadcast yourself with the shit quality, and then the quality went up, and up, and up, and now we're back around to TV shows again, but we're creating the TV shows. We have to have the high quality shows, and all of the low quality bullshit that came from the legacy people who just managed to find themselves jumping on board early. They're fucked. It just feels like we're slowly weeding all of these retards out, and I love it. And it keeps getting worse for them.
Well, he is the one who's posting the misinformation. So he is financially incentivizing people to make up and to bring up and then spread a literal lie. He should delete this post and apologize. He should.
You should sue him.
This is a lie. He knows it's a lie about me hitting on her, oh, I'm so cool, I used the N-word, or me using it as a password. This was totally manufactured. Yeah, and this is, by the way, this is what I and also Imru have had to go through for the last, I guess 10 months or something like that. 9 months, whatever it is. If you can watch the full video and like and comment, I will give you $10 cash for watching the video. It would help me if you could. It cannot be on mute. It has to be listening to it. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel again. So he's literally out there paying people to watch his content.
Dude, that's so fucking slimy.
He's going on a paid ad campaign to spread, at least in this circumstance, a verifiable lie. This is a verifiable lie, and he's paying people to spread and boost it on social media. So anytime...
And that they fucking did. This was all over the place, man.
You see anybody saying anything favorable to him, any of these Clipper channels, it's probably because they're getting paid. Is that not illegal? I don't care if it is or not. I don't want to get involved legally. Like, it would have to get a lot worse for this to be a legal thing that I'd want to have resolved.
It's gonna get worse. He's gonna have to get himself into some legal troubles eventually, because this shit is getting worse. And people are just outright not caring that there are lies being spread, and they know that they're lies, and they just don't care. They're just also gonna spread them because, I mean, everybody else is talking about it. Everybody else is saying it. Gotta join what the mob is saying. Gotta have that clout. Gotta be owning the chuds.
Literal paid campaigns to fill this out, a Google document, so he can give people $10 for watching a YouTube video.
I am so sick of this shit. Pirate Software was doing this. The Quartering does this. I don't know if the Pirate Software is still doing this, but he was.
Keep this in mind. That is the slimiest, fucking shadiest shit you can do. And this is another one, too. I deleted some...
So many streamers pay these clippers, by the way, to just clip their content to make them popular. So, it is a pay-to-win system.
Some bot comments that were just spammed and accidentally clicked and selected all and deleted 2K comments. If you guys can, give the video another watch and comment again. And this is all at the same time that he's been suing me for defamation. This is only about this circumstance. There are other pieces of information that I want to address, but I'm not going to be addressing that information today. And how tickets work, let me see here. Installing the Renato... Wait, what the hell is this? What the fuck?
What are we looking at here?
So you have to watch...
Oh.
What? So this is like an ad campaign?
What the fuck?
It's happening again. I updated the extension, but oh my god.
Oh man, how do I get paid to spread Asmongold misinformation? I wanna know. I'll do it just to figure out what the process is like. I guess me saying that out loud probably ruins those chances. What? Hold on. What?
See? About that? Fat? Being fat? Is that me being fat? How about that? Is that me being fat?
I don't think that he can get fat, actually.
You shut the hell up.
There's some people that just can't. He might just, like, shit his guts out if he eats too much instead of it going to his body. I know so many people that happens to. I know a guy, he does not work out, but he has abs, but if he eats too much, he just shits a lot and doesn't retain it. That guy is my roommate, by the way.
You shut the fuck up. You're probably fatter than me.
Right.
His person's probably 250 pounds minimum, all right? And nobody cares. I do. But yeah, and again, so keep in mind that all of the positive comments, many of them could be coming. I'm not sure. I can never say for certain. Many of them could be coming from people that are only expressing his point of view because they're looking to get paid for it. So just keep that in mind. Like anytime that you see any of these positive comments.
Also, a lot of people are getting paid in likes because a bunch of retards that don't like Asmongold, who are actually fans of Asmongold, they're just hate watchers. They will like anything that they see that is against Asmongold. I've seen it happen because I've had things that I've said about Asmongold, things that I didn't like that he said, and it got so many likes.
You probably want to remind people to contextualize it around the fact that there are literal paid campaigns going around trying to astroturf his image, while at the same time suing me for defamation. Last thing about the earlier situation, I won't link the extension itself, but it's real, and for now it's all archived. Let me go and look at it here. Can I find this? Renato, oh my god. Capital, vote on Mizkif's stock picks live. The extension is to get more tickets.
Yeah, of course, gambling.
Tickets are how we gauged how much you get paid. You can get paid more by watching my YouTube videos, TikToks, etc. It's open.
Oh, I saw stocks. Okay, no, this is just algorithm manipulation. Okay.
Source, and in case you think I care about getting Bitcoin in 2026, read the extensions.
Nope, never mind. It is about gambling. Fuck.
Description: earn tickets for liking, commenting on, and watching Mizkif's posts and videos.
Wait, he's running a pyramid scheme. He is literally running a pyramid scheme with... Whoa, buddy.
And get pinged when he goes live or posts. He's trying to actually just pay people to watch. That's crazy. That's insane.
That's a pyramid scheme. He's paying people to become part of his community and earn tickets. So, in other words, if you interact more, if you work more, then you earn more tickets. What do they get you? What do those tickets get you? More money? That's fucking crazy.
You should apply. Should I apply? That's a good idea. And yeah, I can see especially Fluffy or Poggy screen and monitor everything they do. I'll post their screenshots as more information comes out. But yes, this is real. I'm real, and I'm here, there, everywhere. Also, I'm live. So he made an entire app that he can use to get people to watch him and get paid. That's unbelievable. Is that not against TOS or platforms? I don't know if it is or not. I have no idea. It's not up to me. I don't really see, like, there's not really an end goal for this. Like, I don't know why he's even doing it. And just
because he's retarded.
And I do want to say that I have no problem. Like, I've tanked a lot of, like, kind of like negative sentiment.
Dude, it's people like Mizkif that ruined the whole fucking content creator system. The whole landscape is fucked up because of just retards that pay for views, that pay smear campaigns. I hate it. All the people calling me a bot when you got people like Mizkif actually paying bots
for other people, and I put myself in the way of it. And the reason why is because I know that negative sentiment affects other people a lot more than it affects me. For me, I don't really care about any of this. And whenever I say I don't care about it, I don't mean that I literally don't care about it. What I really mean is that it doesn't emotionally affect me in a way that's detrimental, that is harmful to my mental health. Of course, I don't like seeing negative comments about myself. Of course, I don't like seeing people saying things about me that are bad. But I don't use that as something that, like, makes me hate myself or whatever. When you're on the top, you're gonna have haters. I've been on the top for a long time. I've been a top streamer for about 10 years now, somewhere around there. I've been successful for like a decade. And at this point, I don't really take it seriously. I don't really worry about it at all. I don't really, like, it's just not a big deal to me, right? I mean,
yeah, you just shows up, don't give a fuck.
Like, I've been on the top for a very, very long time. And hopefully it's going to be a lot longer. That's really how I see it. Hopefully it continues. Do you give professional advice? I do not. I just simply give my take on things, and that's about it. Learn how to deal with personal life drama. Yeah, exactly. It's possible for you to prove damages because you keep saying based. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Is like, and I even told people, I was like, whenever all this stuff leaked, I like even told people, like, when I hope I get banned, then maybe I can sue for damages, right? Because like, I knew Twitch would never ban me for this because it's like just bullshit. But like, it was still like a funny thing to talk about. Is that, yeah, I mean, none of this stuff really ever affects me. Like, you have all these like super viral posts that go on about me. Nobody cares. Nobody gets it. And the reason why.
Yeah, we move on. Name one viral post that people gave Asmongold shit for. You can't, because people just forget when they move on. They freak out. They get emotional in the moment, but it's over nothing, so nobody remembers.
Is because every single day I try to come on, I try to be entertaining, I try to keep people engaged, I try to be on point with things, and it's going to continue. I'm going to keep doing
anything that the leftoids freak out about just gets forgotten. Whenever they freak out about the chuds not liking their movies, and then they forget about them because they're not culturally relevant, actually. They're just trying to manipulate culture that isn't there.
Doing it. So, yeah, that's it. And I feel like the only way you can lose is stop playing, man, and keep doing your thing. Absolutely.
Moving on to Denim's winning her lawsuit against Ethan Klein.
Denims has officially won her fair use battle, and we're also going to get into the cases involving Casey Tron, Frogan, etc. As a total recap here of really the Hassan Piker content new fair use case, yes, Ethan Klein can appeal, but the chances being realistic and being...
Honestly, I'm okay with this going either way. I was okay with Denims winning. I was okay with Ethan winning. Either way, I win.
Just totally neutral here, are not good for an appeal. So what happened? Let's get some background here on this case. So this is something that, hey, I wanted it to go the other way. I was saying, hey, look, I think it's bad precedent. I think it's bad law. I think this is going to be a bad way to structure it. But with any fair use case, and this is very, very true of all fair use cases, you really don't know which way it's going to come out because the judges can rule differently and different judges can weigh different factors differently, or two different judges can look at the same set of factors and say, hey, this one has weight here or this one doesn't. So this is a case that really I was very fervent on. But you know what? Sometimes in the law, you don't get your way. Sometimes you want it to be a certain way and it doesn't turn out that way.
I got my way. Nothing happens to fair use, nothing happens to the precedent online. We just kind of get to move on from this situation and on to the next situation.
And you just have to accept it. And that's part of one of the things I love about the law.
Because it's not over. Like, she's going to crash out again, say some crazy shit.
And, yes, well, was I a little hyperbolic in the past about it? Sure. About, my position, right? My position that she should not, or at least it should have gone to discovery, which we'll get to a little bit later. So clearly, once again...
Yeah, that would have been best case scenario, is to get that discovery.
Again, being unambiguous, Denims did actually win. And the way she did that was fighting back with a motion for a judgment on the pleadings, which was a pre-discovery early stage motion. And when they looked at the factors, which was really interesting, so they found the purpose and character was actually transformative, which is very, of course, important for fair use. It's got to be transformative for it to be fair use. But then you've got amount...
And it set great precedent of what counts as fair use, because apparently walking away and just leaving your chair there playing a video, that counts. And I'm cool with that.
And substantiality was reasonable in context for commentary, and it really sets the bar for kind of reaction content. So, looking at Denims, you're able to say, okay, this is where, you can have reaction style content. And, as long as you're doing as much as Denims did and you're, having as much...
That's a crazy place to be. The bar is so low that you are the bar.
As she said, that's enough, right? So that judge looked at that and said that amount is enough. So now that's the bar. So this...
Denims is the bar. That's fucking crazy, man.
This is where, I think a lot of us had also a contention. Obviously, there's the point about the market substitution, which the judge did not agree with. But with this is about the amount of time. So this is saying that looking at Denham's video, you can look at that video and say, okay, she sat in her chair, she got up, she did other stuff. So at some point here, that is enough for reaction content. So there you go. You've got
I'm
that
cool
there.
with it. Yeah.
The judge also found
I do more than that, so I'm fine.
there's no substitution, and it was a different viewing experience. It was not a market replacement for the original. So there you go. So saying, hey, look, that is something that was okay.
Yeah, tell that to the giant corporations that struck down a bunch of my videos. That's why I haven't been doing videos on my second channel.
Okay. Now
I've figured it out though. I know what kind of videos I'm going to do on there. I'm actually starting my second channel back up right after this, which hasn't been down for very long. It's only been a few weeks.
This is something that was hotly debated. And I think this one, with the market substitution, saying that this is, for example, this is something that is going to be viewed by people who are, hate watching, etc. Or, they're going to not want to watch the original content, so they're going to go over here and watch that. But the judge said, hey, look, that's not substitution. It's a different viewing experience. And you've got to say, okay, well, that's the way the judge wants to set it. Even if someone comes out like Denham's and says, hey, yeah, no, I'm doing this just so you don't watch it on their channel. Well, there's a certain level of that is acceptable. Now, that's not to say, because fair use depends on the judge, that every judge would rule that way. Different judges could rule differently, and that's the beauty, once again, of fair use, is that different judges can rule differently when things are weighed in the fair use balancing. Over here, we've got an opinion of a copyright specialist, because, I'm not a copyright specialist. I once again, I cover all topics, right? And look at all topics. But if you look at copyright specialists, people that actually know what they were talking about, even they were thinking this was going to get further than it did. So even they were shocked. Even the copyright specialists, the people that focus on this, Aaron Moss, who's a partner at Mitchell Silverberg MSK in Los Angeles. And he wrote an article here. He says over here, in my coverage of Denham's motion for a judgment on the pleadings last month, I predicted Judge Wesley would deny her early fair use bid and send the case to discovery. Instead, his draft ruling ruled ahead of last Friday's hearing on the motion, found that the stream fair use as a matter of law. So found the stream fair use as a matter of law. So boom, there you go, fair use. 3 of the 4 fair use factors broke for the defense, and they heard 40 minutes of attorney argument and then took the matter under submission. And while Denham's corner of the internet is already measuring her crown, no final order. Now, this is actually an older article, so the final order has been issued. So this is something that has been updated. The one thing, once again, I want to point out is that even they thought, hey, this would go to discovery. So and
that's just too bad that it didn't,
Reasonable people that have copyright experience were shocked on this, that it was ended this early. And that's something I was surprised on as well. I mean, I thought this would go a little bit further. We might see more of the...
No, I knew that it was going to all fall apart. Not, exactly how it went down. But I figured even if it went further, even if Ethan would have won this, I think that somehow it would have all fallen apart.
This case, but this case ended a lot earlier than predicted, much earlier than predicted.
Could you imagine if this would have gone all the way and Ethan Klein single-handedly fucked up reaction streaming?
I want to also summarize...
And just reaction content in general. That would have been so bad if it would have just kept going on.
What's going on with the other ones, because I think this is really important. And looking back, now that we have a closure, right? Now that we're done with the whole Klein saga in terms of Casey Tron, Frogan, and Denham's.
This saga, I guarantee there's going to be more situations in the future.
We can kind of analyze all of them. Now, Denham's clear winner here, and once again, props to Denham's. I can disagree with her. She can make fun of me, which I deserve. And listen, sometimes I deserve it. And, she wants to make fun of me. I get it. Denham's definitely the winner, 100% the winner, because she went through, she actually did the work, and she put in the time, and she had a good argument, and that argument was persuasive. But Casey Tron, also very smart. And Casey Tron settling with Klein with...
What the fuck? Why does the subtitle say Keemstar?
An apology, citing family reasons, not wanting to get into a protracted battle. also very smart there, just doing an apology. Looking at all of this, I think that was one of the easier ways to get out of this too, is to say, hey, let's just settle, let's have an apology, and let's just, clean things up here. Frogan had that clerk default on May 20th, 2026 over a failure to file a response to the complaint. And with
what happened to all of her legal funds that she got donations for?
That, once again, there's a default there, but there's still damages that need to be determined, and those damages can potentially be high. Now, the judge could say the damages are lower. We don't know yet. We got to go to that damages hearing that's scheduled for August 10th, 2026. So
she should have actually tried to fight it, and she probably would have won.
Got something for Frogan, but that's just as to damages. That's just as to how much are they going to rule in that particular case. And of course, she had that legal defense fund money. We don't know what happened with that legal defense fund money. So that's what's going to happen right there. So in my judgment here, Denham's lawyers made a very successful argument. She gets her win. She gets her day in the sun. She gets to take her moment. The real lesson that people should learn from this, and this is very important, is that fair use cases always have a high amount of unpredictability and can vary from judge to judge. So it's impossible. Even specialists, even people who know a lot about fair use, who really focus on it, that's the thing they do, cannot call things precisely, right? It's not possible to do that. We make our best argument. We look at what might be good precedent
And honestly, I love that it's like this. There's hardly any legal systems that actually work in our favor. This is one of them that works in our favor, and I love it. Even though corporations abuse it.
Bad precedent in the future, just thinking about things holistically. But in this case, this came out in Denham's favor. Wasn't necessarily predicted by everybody. Some people were, once again, Denham's.
I had no prediction.
Obviously, she wanted this to come out that way for obvious reasons, right? Everyone wants to win their own case. But I do believe, yes, it may be a bad precedent, right?
I just think that Denham's in like 5-6 years, she might keep a core audience, but I think she's going to end up like Casey Tron, where her looks start to fade and she gets dumber and tries to pander more to her audience.
And I can disagree with...
Right now, she doesn't have to pander very much to her audience because she's hot, but looks are fading.
That precedent, but I respect that judge's ruling. So I get it. That makes sense. And I can respect that judge's ruling and kind of take that and apply that to future cases. So it's kind of a learning lesson for future cases involving fair use and how to analyze them. So that's my take on this, guys. I mean, once again, I am just accepting the egg on the little bit of egg on the face from me being a little bit hyperbolic. Sometimes, hey, it's the internet, things happen. Now, once again, it doesn't mean that every case is going to come out like Denham's, but it does set some standards.
Just do better than Denham's. That's all there is to it. Moving on. Next up, we have TechnoLARP canceling himself because everyone got mad at him for LARPing a dead YouTuber.
When this whole LARPing situation with TechnoLARP started out, I really didn't think that this was going to be, worth making a video over. But
yeah, I didn't even really look into this at first. I didn't know what this was. I'm a fan of Technoblade, or I was back in the day.
Alas, Moist Critical has made a second one and was arguing with the guy in a live stream. So it's a pretty big deal then. Now, there is a lot that I want to go over here. I'm going to timestamp this video because some of this info is not going to be useful to people that have been keeping up with the situation, and some of it will be...
I have not, so this is going to be great for me.
Helpful if you have no idea what I'm even talking about with the whole TechnoLARP thing. But of course, before we jump into the video, if you could leave this a thumbs up, perchance a hype, just helps it get out in front of more people. And if you have been enjoying my videos, consider subscribing. Really helps me out, helps the channel out. But regardless if you do any of those things, just thank you for watching.
It took me so long to edit this that there is another update to talk about, which will be at the end of the video, but I also wanted to put it closer to the beginning. So if you're at the beginning of the video, here's this part where I'm telling you, hey, here's a final response from TechnoDad about this whole situation. Just pop.
Oh, I thought you were saying this was the final statement from the TechnoLARPer guy, which it was not. It got worse after this video. I got one more video after this one talking about this.
Hop over to the timestamp towards the end of the video to see this. Now, LARPing, live action roleplay, it means something different now. In the big 2026, there has popped up a trend of LARPers LARPing as old school YouTubers. So, for instance here, LARPaplier, a very successful channel doing this, 179,000 subscribers, where they're literally just mimicking Markiplier back in like the 2016 days. Now, everyone kind of points to LARPaplier as a really...
Why? Why is this a thing, dude? This is like the same type of content as the NPC streamers. You remember that when that was a big thing? It is just like the next trend that's like that.
A good example, but there are tons of them. There have even been internal dramas started from LARP dubs off of iDubbbz. They made a content LARP on LARPy is Here. And there is LARP Alert Nation making a video talking about LARPy is Here responding to LARP dubs. It has completely become its own little thing. And in that sense, it's unique, it's fun, it's novel. We're kind of talking about one of
it's a straight up brain rot.
Those instances where it's gone a bit too far. Now, you heard me mention TechnoLARP earlier, and that has to do with tech.
So there's always somebody that's going to take whatever trend too far.
Technoblade here. They were a hugely popular Minecraft YouTuber who ended up passing away 4 years ago now. But of course, the reason that we're talking about Technoblade is because a person went ahead and created TechnoLARP. Almost 200,000 subs. Seems to be, by numbers at the very least, the most successful LARPing channel that there is. As you can see, they're kind of doing like some reverse colors for the profile picture here, and they've gotten some pretty huge videos out here. Most recently, Skeppy's in this video, which is one of the friends of Technoblade. Now, to kind of get this squared away, there are a couple of differences with what TechnoLARP is doing versus some of the other LARP tubers. Number one, Technoblade passed away 4 years ago, which is pretty recent in the grand scheme of things, and pretty much every other, LARP person is doing something that either doesn't exist anymore, for instance, like LARP dubs or Drama Alert, that kind of thing. iDubbbz isn't doing content cop anymore. Even in the example of Markiplier, yes, he's still posting videos, but it's not, in the same style. So it's kind of a return to form, and it feels a bit more novel for me.
I still watch Markiplier. He does more of like a podcast style now.
Most of these cases, LARPaplier is going a bit further than that. And there are a few other things which will probably be mentioned along the course of this video, but the main thing is that Technoblade passed away. And Technoblade's dad is seeing this and is talking about it. And a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that Technodad is not a huge fan of all of this happening. Here's a Dexerto article talking about it. Technoblade's dad has responded to a YouTuber LARPing as his late son.
Yeah, this is what got me interested.
I just don't know how to react to this. What am I supposed to do? Now, this is kind of the follow-up from the Dexerto article.
Yeah, like, so far, I'm not seeing a problem with this. Where is the problem that people are having with this?
This is Technodad's Reddit post that he made about this, and so he had waited quite some time. He hadn't said anything yet, and then a couple of days ago now, he said, I've been avoiding addressing this for a while now. I just don't know how to react to this. I mean, certainly it's flattering to Techno, but, like, what am I supposed to do?
I don't think Technoblade would care if somebody's pretending to be him, or like, obviously not trying to be him, but LARPing as him. I don't think he would care.
I will say that TechnoLARP has reached out to me on a few occasions to get my take on things, and I have been putting that off for a while. I just don't know what to say to him. Lately, I've been feeling very much like I just want to hide in my room and work on my scripts and space visualization software. Some days I don't go outside. It's very peaceful, and I really haven't had enough peace in my life. I feel a little guilty for how I've kind of disappeared from the community, but I know I'll come back at some point. Anyway, my response is inconclusive. I'm still ruminating on the whole thing. Not only that, but some of Technoblade's old friends were also mentioning that it felt weird that TechnoLARP was impersonating their dead friend.
I don't think it's that weird, actually. I think it's definitely brain rot.
Sneagsnag, and others say the LARPing trend feels off and has put Technodad in a lose-lose situation. This leads into just a few days ago, Charlie, or Moist Critical, putting out a video talking about the Technoblade LARPing situation. And I think that he puts it really well as to...
Yeah, if dude was trying to be Technoblade, that'd be one thing. But it's just like a fun thing.
Why there is an issue with, this kind of position that TechnoLARP has put Technodad into, and I want to play that. And we also need to talk about the monetization of TechnoLARP. And that's because TechnoLARP seemed to have implied and suggested and said that he was going to be donating all the money that he had gotten from the TechnoLARP channel
to charity. But he has gone back and forth on
Yeah, this is where the problem really lies. Okay.
that and has not been as transparent as he could be in regard to that fact. But
you can't fuck around with donations, bro. Do you not remember what happened to the completionist?
to start things off, I'll just show you guys what I was talking about first, how Charlie was viewing this and how it put Technodad in a bad spot.
A totally understandable perspective here. It is a confusing and uncomfortable topic and thing to even be thinking about as a father with a son who's passed away. Like that, and especially in his case where for years now there's been like a ton of like fucked up things people have been like doing and like sending his way. So like, yeah, it's something that he's very clearly conflicted on, because as he says, on one hand it is like very flattering to his son, like what impact his son made on so many others to such an incredible degree that someone wants to like literally try and be him and entertain.
Well, not literally.
Through his son's style that he helped innovate and pioneer.
I like that.
But it goes beyond just being inspired by him to try and do content. It is literally trying to wear his skin like a fucking flesh suit, like a flesh Gundam, and be the Technoblade guy.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
By integrating himself with Technoblade's friends like that as the Technoblade LARPer, it is something that feels like it's encroaching on that territory.
Now, I didn't include it in the video, but Charlie had briefly kind of touched on this idea that people were like, well, what's the difference between this and like a Michael Jackson impersonator or an Elvis impersonator? And Charlie didn't really push on it. He's like, if you just have neurons, you should know why this is different. But I do want to engage with that a little because I think it's interesting. Obviously, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley were much bigger in terms of like a cultural thing as opposed to Technoblade, a YouTuber.
I don't think that matters, actually, because he could be bigger to some people than Michael Jackson is.
I think that's one part of why people generally think that doing that kind of thing is okay. But I do want to push it just a bit further. The only real kind of like analogy I could come up with in my head is just thinking about the fact that Technoblade was a YouTuber. And let's just look at, I don't know, someone doing an impression of Robin Williams. People don't have an issue with you doing an impression of Robin Williams. But what if you were to go on tour as Robin Williams?
Well, you know, like, what's that one dude's name? Adam Ray, going on tour as Dr. Phil, and he was as Dr. Phil, even used the name on his tour that he was Dr. Phil. Even Dr. Phil himself got involved.
And do movies with some of the old actors that he used to, you know, do movies with. But on top of that, what if someone impersonating
But if you know that he's not, then what's the problem there?
Robin Williams was then to go on and do films as Robin Williams, being an actor in these things. That kind of sounds more similar to what Charlie was describing. Like,
I still don't see a problem with it, really. I mean, it is kind of weird, but I don't see how, like, this is like, evil or anything.
Wearing a flesh suit of someone and, like, completely kind of replacing that individual. And
it's a fucking cartoon.
The reason I bring that up is because, in a sense, that is what like the LARP tubing thing can turn into. Techno LARPer can do the exact job that Technoblade was doing. He can make the videos and post them, and now he's also joining in the friend group. You know, Skeppy did a video with the guy, and that's what got Moist Critical to make that first video. Now, there's even a clip which I'll show you guys from that video where Skeppy calls him Tech.
Oh, don't do that. That would be bad.
I'm doing it. Oh, you're getting Tech. Do you think if I avoid?
You know, this is
this is pure brain rot. That's all there is to it. I don't think this is bad. I just think it's retarded.
It takes a long time to mock.
Now, the clip that I just showed you guys came from Skeppy's video that he did of the same, you know, playing with TechnoLARP. And I just wanted to take a sec to read some of the comments because they show a different perspective for a lot of people that watch this. So just some of the top.
Like, the guy that was pretending to be Pirate Software, it's the same shit, and people were referring to him as Pirate Software. The only difference is Technoblade is dead, and I don't think that it matters. All I think that matters is how Technoblade feels about it, and we don't know how he feels about it, because he's dead. But he's also a celebrity. Whether you think of it like that or not, it's true. He is an internet celebrity. People all around the internet know who he is.
Top ones from when the video came out, people saying, let's be honest, Techno would have found this hilarious and collabed with him. That's a sentiment that's shared a couple of times here.
We don't really know that, but I think that I'm leaning toward yes.
People saying this must be at least a little bit damaging to Skeppy's brain, hearing and playing with a personality similar to Techno. It's fun, probably, but the grief after this. People pointing out the clip that I showed you guys here. Someone from a few days ago here, this cannot be good for you, dog. Another person brings up, this feels weird to me, I can't deny that, but seeing how he currently uploads without naysay from Technodad.
Bro, we got people taking Fetty in the streets, man. I don't think that I fucking care about somebody damaging their mental health because they're interacting with a guy who's pretending to be their dead friend. It just seems like a non-issue. I don't fucking get it, man. People are just willing to crash out over the dumbest shit online nowadays. If we didn't have anything else going on, then sure, let's talk about this. And I don't want to sound like, oh, the whataboutism, but like, this is such a non-issue that holy shit, man. Just move on to something else. Let's talk about Asmongold saying the N-word or something. That seems like a bigger issue.
Yet, maybe time will tell, and donate some of his earnings to charity. I also can't deny that this is very wholesome as well. It allows Technoblade to live on in a sense, even if it's someone role-playing as him. Technoblade never dies, of course, but this is simply one of the many ways he lives on. Even though the real deal would absolutely dumpster this guy in a 1v1. And then again, someone saying the fact that he gets away with it because real fans know Techno would have found this funny too. Now, as sort of a rebuttal to that point, we saw this post made on r/Technoblade, which has actually gone over by Moist Critical in his second video about this, where Techno talks about at some point, if they're making money off my brand, that is weird, champ, and then someone else. So, like, just to be clear, you don't want people selling their fan art that they made of you. Techno says correct. People did some digging to end up finding out that this was these are real Discord messages. Someone was actually able to find the one that...
I don't care how he feels about that. I mean, I like the guy, but, like, I'm not gonna think that his opinions are just absolutely correct. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Oh, well, he said he doesn't like fan art. Well, that's fucking too bad.
It had been kind of censored out. This is that follow-up here. Someone saying, yo, Techno, important question. How do you feel about fan artists using your brand and selling stuff like prints, buttons, etc.? Would you want a percentage of the profit, or do you only want official merch? They're making money off my brand. That is weird, champ. So that was that full, question following up. And
I don't think that's a problem. If you want to make money off of me, fucking go ahead. And the same with, like, Asmongold. I'm bringing up Asmongold again because I just watched 2 videos back-to-back of Asmongold, so he's on my mind. He does the same thing. If you want to make money off of Asmongold, then he lets you. He doesn't give a fuck. Make a clip channel and just run clips. That helps him, actually.
And right below them there is that other message. Now, over the course of all of this, Technodad ends up making another post here on their Reddit. And this is about everyone in the subreddit now just talking all about this TechnoLARP stuff and all the drama around it. And he says, okay, so this TechnoLARP guy hit the scene, right? We all started talking about him. Fair enough. Seems on topic. But then it went too far. So we started getting people talking about how much we're talking about TechnoLARP. Some people say we should stop talking about him. Some say we should continue talking about him. But I say that's gone too far. This talking about how much talking about him we're doing has got to stop. It's time to stop talking about how much we're talking about TechnoLARP. And he makes it very clear this is tongue-in-cheek. He is joking here, I think, trying to just decompress a bit about it. He even does a little bit where he argues with himself in the comments. And so now this all culminates with what just came out a few...
Yeah, this whole situation is just fucking stupid and kind of funny.
Hours ago here, where Moist Critical makes a second video about this. And this is because during one of Moist Critical's live streams, TechnoLARP jumped into the live chat and started trying to defend himself to Charlie. And so now I want to show you guys some of...
Why would you do that?
The back and forth that Charlie had with TechnoLARP in his live stream.
I know you didn't mean to cause what you did. You may not even know the full context of what is happening. Down to talk about it whenever. A lot of people are scared right now. What? What do you...
I mean, he's not wrong.
I have no idea what you're referring to there, man. The LARP tubers? I don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people are making careers off of it and they think that they're about to get canceled.
Holy vague post. It came from TechnoLARP, so...
Yeah, it wasn't that vague. I got that.
I'm assuming it's about me talking about how I don't find that to be in good taste. I've been doxxed and my family has been threatened. Some other LARP tubers are also under attack. Well,
I also think that GG Allen is in bad taste, but, like, are we trying to completely get rid of GG Allen content? And that's the most degenerate, fucked up person that I can think of.
that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. You were reasonable, but missed some context. It painted me bad. I know you meant well.
Also, yeah, general, just get this out of the way disclaimer. Doxing's bad. And so, yes, people have apparently doxed TechnoLARP for, the controversial bit of this. They're not.
These retards think that they're doing a service, or maybe they're just that dumb. But whenever you do something like that to somebody you don't like, that gives them more power for people to turn around against you and like the person that you're doxing. Like, are you fucking serious? You're just hurting your own cause.
Not a big fan of him doing what he has done. Just because you disagree doesn't mean that you should put someone's life in danger by doxing them. But continuing on with their little chat.
Is the context that Skeppy reached out to you? Because I didn't miss that. That is there. I just didn't find that to be an important thing to mention, because it's not who reached out to who, it's the fact that you still did it in the first place, man. You could have said no. Or if you wanted to collab with him, just do it as yourself, not as a beloved deceased figure that happened to be his friend.
I disagree.
Not like context I missed, man. It's just my opinion that I find it to be weird, especially since you reached out to Technodad, got no response numerous times, and still proceeded to do it. I started this not thinking
it is very weird, but also I kind of don't give a fuck.
Would go big. I only reached out.
Get that bag.
At the Technodad one time, he was pressured by the community. In his statement, he said you reached out a couple times. Yeah, was that not correct? But regardless, still, man, you didn't get a response and still did it. Like,
who? Okay, didn't get a response and still did it. I would have done the same thing. Like, oh well, he's not gonna fucking answer me, and also it's not illegal, so fuck it.
That didn't seem whether or not he cared about it or how he felt about it. And that's all I was saying.
Who the fuck cares? That like, too bad, I guess. It is weird, but too bad.
I find it weird.
So initially, as you heard there, he's saying that people in the LARPing community are scared, and he kind of talks about being doxxed and stuff, which isn't good. Charlie's not disagreeing with that, but he's like, if you're here to try to convince me of these things, it's my opinion it was in poor taste.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish there talking to Charlie. He just shouldn't have done that. He just made everything worse for himself.
I don't think that I'm missing context, but TechnoLARP is saying that there is missing context. He proceeds to mention this missing context over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, I've reached out to TechnoLARP or have made attempts to. From what I understand, he knows that I'm interested in interviewing him, but at this point, I have not received any comment back or know if he is even willing to do so, but just so you guys know, that may be a future video. And over the course of them kind of going back and forth, you come to find out that, the way that he has gone about monetizing the channel or planning for it, things like that, have been very vague, and Charlie starts to point some of that out.
So many people like myself were under the impression that all of this was done.
I don't care how he monetizes it. The donation thing, you got to get that figured out though.
With no financial gain on his own end or anything like that.
I don't care if he does get financial gain.
Just all money going to charity through this. And that was...
Yeah, but don't say that you're doing that if you're not doing that.
Something that was used as a defense of the entire thing about how he's doing this from an ethical perspective, where he is doing all of this just because he was so inspired and wanted to pay homage and a tribute to Technoblade, and all the money was going to charity. Well, that's a half-truth. The charity money is generated through the streams that he does. So he has a charity donation link at the Tiltify, and then right under that, he has a personal donation link where you can donate to TechnoLARPer himself. In his streams...
Yeah, good. I'm so glad.
He also has a personal donation link.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just there are so many worse people that do so much more than this, and this is what becomes a big deal. I just don't fucking care. Holy shit. This was all over my feed.
As well. Which
I think there were people that were paying each other like Mizkif to push this to be a bigger problem than it was.
Which is weird not to mention. Is that true, TechnoLARP? I haven't seen the streams. Do you have one for charity and one for yourself then? I wrote that a while back when I made a community vote. Should have cleared it out. Haven't made money off ads. Is there 2 donation links in your stream though? Yes, I have a personal one that I barely ever mention that people can optionally donate to. Feel like it's pretty obvious why you would barely mention that, man, considering a big part of the identity is that it was for a positive cause, which is something I highlighted too, about how I thought and your community thought you were donating all of this to charity.
Now, this point kind of ties into something that had gone on a month ago. When they hit 40,000 subs on TechnoLARP,
they put out a community post. They'd been thinking financially, they're not in the greatest position. This channel makes no money. I would like it all to go to charity when it does start making money. However, hosting these events that I want to make and getting a $250 flight sim to beat Minecraft, etc., I would like to know from you, the community of Technoblade, if I deserve even a portion of the money made. While I do have to put effort into making this content, which should be worth something, it wouldn't be watched if not for Technoblade's legacy. So then he did like 100% money to charity, none for you, all the way down to 25% money to charity. You should get most of it. I believe he ended up getting the 50-50 one being the most voted. Now again,
that's about how I feel.
This kind of ties into the putting Technodad in a tough situation. A lot of people think ultimately Technodad should have a say in that. As a matter of fact, TechnoLARP thinks that as well. He's saying, you know, it's up to Technodad. If he wants me to delete the channel tomorrow, I will do that. And so he's kind of put him in this position where he's got 80,000 votes on this, you know, thing, and the majority of them are saying that he should get 50-50.
And honestly, I'm good for him that he's actually giving a little bit of good faith to all this community and everything in Technodad. He doesn't have to. He could be a complete dick, and it would be fair use.
And people are engaging with the content. There are a lot of positive comments about the stuff, but at the same time, someone is, you know, flesh suit walking your son.
No, he's not. It's a cartoon. He's not wearing an actual flesh suit. It's not like he's got AI and he's trying to actually be the real life human that Technoblade was, because Technoblade is not Technoblade. Technoblade is the person behind Technoblade. Technoblade is just a fucking cartoon character.
Hard to work through that. Following up after this, I just want to kind of show TechnoLARP kind of asking essentially if Moist Critical will make a second video to include this additional context. And just to clarify, as far as it goes with this additional context, he's referencing the Reddit post that I've already read to you that Technodad has said. So for instance, it's time to stop talking about how much we're talking about TechnoLARP. Here's the other post, which again, I read it earlier and it was Technodad originally addressing it. TechnoLARP is suggesting that people are not giving, you know, the full breadth of understanding with this, that Technodad isn't against him, he's just not responding to him, which again, I don't really know anyone that doesn't follow the basics of when it comes to consent of, you know, a yes is a yes, a no is a no, and a nothing is a no. But continuing on, here is that clip of him kind of asking Charlie to make a second video.
I'm not going to ask you to make another video with more context, but it would be nice. Some of your fans have taken it too far. Okay, what, brother? You keep saying missing context.
Oh boy, TechnoLARP is not fucking helping himself here, man.
And then the two things you listed are two things that I don't think add any further context to change anything. Because again, man, the brass tacks, taking out how I feel about it, the very simple fact is, Technodad did say that it is inconclusive how he feels. He doesn't know how to process it. And you reached out, got no response, and still did it anyway. If nothing else, that feels bad. And you can try and dress it up however you want, but that's an immutable fact.
Now, lastly, Moist Critical closes this out by kind of summarizing a few bits and pieces of it. And I just want to show you guys how Charlie talks about the, you know, personally gaining financially on this thing and how that's kind of an issue when a large part of the community from, you know, Critical's perspective is perceiving TechnoLARP as someone who is just doing this for charity. But when you are also gaining financially from it personally, that changes things.
You also are financially gaining on a personal level too.
Which I wouldn't care about as long as he was making it clear that's what was happening, but that's not what he did. So this is a huge fucking problem. And I think this here is the problem. The actual LARPing is not the problem to me. It's the lying about the money.
Which I think changes things quite a bit. At least to me it does. Because it's not something that's well known about TechnoLARP. And as you said in the stream, it's not something you talk about often. I think it's something that's pretty important to mention. Now, of course, you're not forcing it on anyone, which is good, and I'm not accusing you of doing something like that either. But when the whole narrative around what you're doing has fallen onto the defense of, yeah, but he's doing it for charity, this kind of thing, it is a different spin there, because there is a portion of it that's for charity, but you yourself are also gaining personally. You are impersonating a beloved YouTuber.
Well, he's not impersonating him. Everybody knows that he's not really Technoblade. Everybody's hung up on this impersonating thing, and it's fucking bullshit, and you're just tainting this argument.
And You never got permission for it. You just took their silence as consent for—
I don't think you need permission whenever you're transforming the content. It's just like if I was to be a South Park character or something.
For you to continue to do this.
Or if, like, I am using some Warhammer armor, or if I'm Master Chief as my character, which I thought about.
And even when Technodad did make a statement that clearly expressed his feelings on this being very conflicted, you still continued to stream as TechnoLARP.
So again, I mean, one of the bigger issues it really seems to be is just how this is all being monetized, how that's being handled, and how it's a very tough position that Technodad has been put in.
I don't care how it's been monetized. I don't care what position anybody's been put in. The lying is what I don't like.
By TechnoLARP in this situation altogether. All right, and now an update from editor Quinthio here. So here's the drama frog. From Mr. Technodad, this just came out a few hours ago. A message concerning Technoblade. Everyone, Mr. Technodad here. 4 years after my son Alex, known to so many as Technoblade, passed away from sarcoma, his community remains one of the most meaningful parts of the legacy he left behind. He continues on talking about the community, but then we get to what we're looking at today. I've recently become aware of concerns around a YouTube channel imitating Technoblade's voice, mannerisms, look, name, and persona. When this was first brought to me by one of Alex's YouTube friends, I was under the impression that it might be a one-time tribute. I did not know what to think. It was startling and emotionally complex to be presented with, and when people asked me about it at the time, the only honest answer I had was inconclusive. However, this has continued for several weeks, and it is now clear that an identity is being built as an ongoing public persona. That is a different thing from a tribute. And many others have since reached out for my opinion. The situation is complicated by a simple truth. Despite being Technodad, I cannot speak unilaterally on behalf of all of Alex's family, friends, and fans, who no doubt have a variety of reactions. But after careful consideration, I have reached a conclusion I can give from my own perspective as Technoblade's father and as the person Alex entrusted to look after what he left behind. I am asking for this to please stop and for the persona in question to cease.
Fuck. Well, he probably did. I'm thinking that he probably quit.
No blessing or permission for this, or
he doesn't need it, but sure.
Any similar persona now or in the future has been given. I encourage anyone interested in becoming a content creator to find their own voice. Show us who you are. A sincere presentation of your authentic self will always be better than an imitation of someone else.
Unless you're a shitty person, you know.
Also asking the community not to harass anyone over this. This is not what Alex would have wanted. I do not believe that there is malicious intent. Technoblade never dies. He is in his videos right where he left himself, still making us laugh, still reaching our hearts. Mr. Technodad. So the most clear and what I would say is most expected to answer from Technodad.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, but like, bro, just make better content. Come on.
He does not want
Make
this
your own
to
content.
Be continuing. I'm asking for this to please stop and for the persona in question to cease. And I don't really blame him. I think this kind of just falls in line exactly with what Moist Critical was pointing.
Yeah, it is a weird situation. But honestly, if dude doesn't want to stop, I don't think that he has to.
Out, and it's just good to see that.
But he definitely should. He should do something else. This is weird.
That Technodad is able to, give his full chested answer to all of this and clear the air. And of course, not only that, an hour after that, TechnoLARP made a post on his YouTube. Technodad's finale answer to it all in summary was to stop the Technoblade persona. There will be a video out soon showing everyone what will happen to this channel. We all should respect his answer because I sure do and honestly am relieved. And it shows a photo of the old TechnoLARP skin and switching it over to this, so I'm assuming he's just going to be doing a rebrand here. Top comments here saying, thank you for respecting what Technodad wants. I can't wait to hear what you decide to do in the future being probably quite soon. It was fun while it lasted. I'm glad to be here at the start. RAP TechnoLARP. Good to see that he is listening to the Technodad's wishes. I don't necessarily think people were assuming that TechnoLARP wasn't going to listen to Technodad's wishes if he finally made a statement on it. It was just everyone feeling a bit...
And dude, people did take this way too far. People who were against TechnoLARP on this, there were people that were like talking about how he should die and ways that he should die and that he should hang. It's fucking crazy. That was one particularly that I remembered, was literally a guy said that you should hang for this. It was fucking insane.
Weird about him choosing to take Technodead.
But also, I'm not sure a lot of these people that say stuff like that are actually real. They might just be bots. I don't know.
Silence as, you know, a yes and allowing him to do it. So glad to see he's doing it. Curious to hear what you guys think. You're about to hear me say that again, but back to the end of the video here. All in all, I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. I think this situation with TechnoLARP is a lot different than the other LARPing stuff. There's a novelty for the most part for anybody that was kind of doing this.
I don't think that it was really a problem that he was doing it. I think it was the way he went about it. I think it's perfectly fine to like LARP and even base your whole persona on that and make money and all that. But don't lie about it, man. Don't be a piece of shit.
Trend. And also, they have, for the most part, either just been LARPing as people who don't exist on the internet anymore, not to say that they're dead, but just don't really have the presence that they do, or the content itself doesn't have the presence that it did back in that time frame. Technoblade, though, is dead. And his father is actively seeing this because he actively engages with Technoblade's community. And further than that, this TechnoLARP guy is integrated with Skeppy, one of his old friends. He's engaging much further into...
I think that dude is probably autistic and just didn't know how to handle this situation publicly and just fucked it all up. Because I could see a world where he even does a collaboration with TechnoDad, but he didn't go about it the right way.
The community of the person that he is LARPing as more than any of the other LARP tubers have done. Personally, I do think it's really strange to not recognize that a silence in response to, you know, asking for permission, it should be a no. And to essentially force...
I disagree.
The father of the dead individual that you are LARPing as to be the person to... I guess, you know, close that chapter and put a stop to it is
yeah, that's a huge L. Shouldn't have left it up to TechnoDad.
Something that I think is easy to see is a tough decision and is something that you probably shouldn't be doing. I think there was a clear example here of he's trying to, you know, put meaning and intent and focus on this idea that he really, truly, deeply cares about TechnoDad's position on this, while at the same time taking part in actions and making decisions that just don't really line up with that. But I'm very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this. But
all right, now next one. Moving on! Update! It's all over for TechnoLARP. He has rebranded, but people still aren't satisfied. They want him to completely restart, and he's not doing it, and I don't blame him.
It seemed like just a day ago, this TechnoLARP situation was coming to a close. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, click the video up here to get a full rundown of it. But essentially, Technoblade's father, TechnoDad, put a stop to the TechnoLARPing thing, finally said his piece. As a quick reminder, this comes from TechnoDad's Reddit post where he says, I am asking for this to please stop and for the persona in question to cease. No blessing or permission for this or for any similar persona now or in the future has been given. And TechnoLARP had responded, we can see the profile picture changing here, saying TechnoDad's final answer to it all in summary was to stop the Technoblade persona. There will be a video out soon showing everyone what will happen to this channel. We all should respect his answer because I sure do and honestly am relieved. Now that video has come out, it has been met with a very positive reception. It's also been met with very negative reception. The general consensus is people that are happy that he is changing those things and continuing to make content because they want to see Stryker and what he's able to do as a creator versus the other sentiment.
Oh, that's his name? I didn't know his name.
Being that he should just be creating a separate channel and not riding off the back of the 200,000 so subs that he had built up using the image of Technoblade. I'm also going to highlight some of the points that he put out in...
No! That shit is so stupid. Like, just burn down everything that you built thus far, even if you built it on somebody else's back. Like, what the fuck? That is such a crazy ask.
In this video, as I thought that they were, you know, interesting for one reason or the other. But of course, before we hop into this, if
he needs to push back and say fuck you, but apparently no, he fucked up.
If you could just take a sec to leave this video a thumbs up, perchance a hype after that, it really helps the video out. Additionally, if you're new here starting to see my videos show up in your feed, if you could hit subscribe, I know it doesn't matter a whole ton for you, but it does mean the world for me. But truly, regardless of if you do any of that, just thank you for watching. And so here is that new video, the end of TechnoLARP. Just came out about 9 hours ago here, and I just want to go ahead and start with playing the intro here.
It's finally happened. TechnoDad gave the response. As you can see, I'm in my normal skin with my normal name, and I'll explain why. TechnoDad's response, I'm sure you've all seen it. I'll put the Reddit post in the link in the description. It's to quit the Technoblade persona, which honestly, I'm really relieved that I even got an answer. I didn't really mind if it was yes or no. I respected any decision, right? So the answer was to stop the Technoblade persona or anything similar to it. Now, I can't really change how I sound, like my voice, because it's my normal voice, but I can definitely take off the skin. I can change the name. The name of this channel is TechnoLARP at the moment, but I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm going to change it to Striker MC or something, and I want to explain everything about that.
Now, towards the end here, you heard him say that he was going to change the name and stuff, probably the day after, which looks like what he is in fact doing now. He mentioned that there's a bug on YouTube preventing the name change. I bring this up because towards the end of the video, he's like, maybe I'm going to keep the name until the end of the week so people can see the video and stuff. I think that's kind of semantic. I understand the reason why you would do that, to clear the air. I don't necessarily think there's an issue with that. And also, good on him for, at the very least, being consistent about saying, as soon as I hear something from TechnoDad, I will take that and respect that decision. It still seems to kind of ignore the whole point of you're putting TechnoDad in a position that he really shouldn't be in, and it seemed pretty clear what his stance was, even without him directly saying it. Effectively, he has made him do. I think a lot of people see that as just kind of reaching into this. You're not willing, or you're being very oblivious to this other point of view, or just generally understanding the situation from the perspective of TechnoDad.
I mean, I can see taking his point of view into consideration, but I really, if you watch the last part, I really don't think that it matters. I think that you're allowed to LARP as a cartoon character.
Dad, when you are LARPing, or
because we are using names like Technoblade, TechnoDad, TechnoLARP. We're not using people's real names. This is fucking cartoons, man.
As Moist Critical put it in his videos, wearing a skin suit of his deceased son with this content creation. But
wearing a Minecraft suit, Minecraft skin.
Again, across the board, glad he is recognizing that and is putting a stop to the TechnoLARP.
Yeah, sure.
Immediately following after this, he jumped.
I think that was another L for him. He should have just, stuck to his guns and kept doing it.
Into the negative sentiment that he is using the following that he has created off of.
He should have stuck to his guns and kept doing it, or not do it at all. What the fuck? You put yourself in this position. I don't feel bad for you.
Of the Technoblade image on this TechnoLARP channel, and he's using that for his own personal gain. And here's what he had to say.
But with that being said, there's going to be hate on anything that I do at this point.
Yep.
And one of the things that's going to
you kind of did that to yourself. You should have never done the TechnoLARP thing. Or if you were going to do it, you keep doing it.
Be brought up is I am taking the TechnoLARP viewers and turning it into my personal gain, which I believe that to be wrong. So I wanted to say that if you guys are only here for the Technoblade persona, like the Technoblade stuff,
those people are going to drop off.
I highly advise that you unsubscribe. I mean, it's up to the viewer at the end of the day. I won't force you to unsubscribe. I won't say you need to.
Yeah, if people are watching him for the actual TechnoLARP content and he's not doing that anymore, then they're not going to watch him anymore.
Keep watching the content. I don't really think that's up to me. I think that if you like who I am as a person and you like the future videos that are coming out, go ahead. You can watch them. There's going to be nothing related to Technoblade in them, really, other than how I sound. But again, I can't really change that, and my mannerisms are just similar naturally. But if you notice that a video's coming out and you're not really watching it, then you are able to either not watch it or unsubscribe. I won't feel bad about anything that you do. I think that TechnoDad's decision and the viewer's decision matters a lot more than mine when it comes to the the content.
He says he doesn't believe in the sentiment that he is taking the TechnoLARP viewers from the TechnoLARP channel and using them for his own personal gain. Now, for the most part, I am providing...
Even if he was. Like, I just don't care.
Both sides of the argument for pretty much everything that has been brought up so far, like in the previous video that I've done about this, but this point is just objectively untrue. And his defense of his point is incredibly shallow, and again kind of follows the sentiment of what Charlie has talked about in his previous videos, where it seems like he is going out of his way to ignore the elephant in the room, ignore the other side of this. He is using the following that he created from TechnoLARP for his own personal gain. He is taking the channel and rebranding it and doing Minecraft content. He got those people from doing TechnoLARP. This is...
Yeah, and those people will drop off unless they like them.
This is directly what it would look like to use that TechnoLARP audience for your own personal gain. I'm not saying if that's right or wrong, or if he's a good or bad person for that.
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also gonna say that it's not wrong.
But to say that you don't believe that that's the case, and your example or the, I guess, defense that he gives to it is that you can just unsubscribe, is really shallow. He really isn't engaging with the point that's being made. He's just like, well, if you just like Technoblade, just unsubscribe or don't watch the videos. But as he also pointed out, he already has similar mannerisms. He already has a similar voice. And you can't really completely divorce that from the viewer base that you've created, which is solely focused on the fact that you do sound a lot like and do a lot of the mannerisms of Technoblade. You were LARPing as the guy. So he mentions that he can't really help that he sounds similar and has similar mannerisms, in the same breath that he's also saying that, you know, he doesn't believe that he's going to be personally gaining from developing this following.
Well, he might believe that, whether it be true or not.
That has a proclivity to enjoying those pieces of him. Could he have naturally developed an audience of Minecraft viewers that happen to notice that he sounds and behaves similar to Technoblade? Maybe, sure, but that isn't what the reality of this situation is.
The reality of this situation to me is that he kind of, even though he rode on the back of somebody else, it doesn't seem like he was paying bots to watch his streams. It seems like he wasn't trying to manipulate the system exactly. And that's good enough for me, man. It's hard out here for a small creator. You gotta do what you fucking can. Whenever you got people like Hassan Piker at the top, like, give me a fucking break on this, man.
I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this specific point, because for me, it's the most irksome. It doesn't really make sense, and his argument to...
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about it. Still, the only thing I give a fuck about is the lying about the money.
Who defend himself doesn't really do that at all, at least in my eyes. But continuing on with his video. Next point he makes is that he is not going to be monetizing any of the videos on the channel still. They will stay up because for the most part, they are already probably going to be archived by other people that have watched them. And as he puts it, he's not a big fan of like deleting the history of it. But on top of that, he thinks that it's not really possible at this point. But he will delete the videos if he is asked to do so by TechnoDad.
Just delete them or don't. Holy fuck.
So again, putting that onto TechnoDad to enforce.
Yeah, you're bringing all of this on yourself.
Following up after that, and I'm sorry, we're kind of going back to the point that I was just making and yapping about, but he talks about doing charity streams again in the future, even on, you know, his rebrand.
Just don't do the charity streams.
Of what he's going to be doing, because
I don't think anybody should do charity streams. I think they're bullshit.
Worried that there are going to be people that are sticking around just because he sounds like Technoblade, which again sounds like he directly, at least in some parts, understands that what he's doing is, you know, personal gain off the back of, you know, old Technoblade fans.
I still will be doing charity streams in the future because I feel like even though I'm telling people to unsubscribe if they don't like the new personality and all that, there's still gonna be some lingering ones that are just here for the way I sound, and that's okay. But I feel like I should probably not get like 100% monetary gain from that. That doesn't seem right to me. Never has. I know I've been open about everything from the start, and to those who've been here from the start,
you shouldn't have been. You should have just been completely selfish from the beginning, and none of this would have been happening.
And know all of that. They were here. You guys know everything. This video is not for the people who have never watched my channel before. This video is not for the people who have never seen Technoblade before. This video is not for the drama enthusiasts waiting to see what happens next. This video is for the people who genuinely care about what's going to happen next to the channel that they've been watching for a month. If there's a bunch of like moist critical fans in here wanting to know what I'm saying, yeah, sure, go right ahead. I have a feeling everyone knows that the video made by Charlie kind of blew things out of the water, but it was just his opinion.
Oh, why would you bring this up?
Respect that.
So again, jumping back to the start of that clip, I'm confused as to how...
Yeah, this guy's not going to be going very far because he's kind of a moron.
Oh, he seems to understand the fact that a lot of people... Right, I guess he kind of downplays it, says that some people are just going to be sticking around because he sounds so similar to Technoblade and acts like him. He understands that and feels guilty about all of the money going, directly to himself, which is why he wants to do the charity streams. If that's how he feels about it, how does he also at the same time not believe that he is, completely taking this Technolarp fan base and gaining from it personally? He has to be conscious of the fact that he's gaining from it to, have the guilty conscience of wanting to do the charity streams for the reason that he listed out. Those 2 points contradict themselves within this video. And then he goes on to do what is pretty common, where he groups up the people that dislike him as Twitter people or specifically
great.
Also people.
He's one of those guys. All the criticism, they're just haters.
That watch Moist Critical, and he diminishes them. He actually even does it later on as like, those people that dislike me don't even watch the videos. Which, to be fair, he's not wrong about that. And at the very least, to give him credit, he is consistent about the fact that he very much so disagrees with Moist Critical's point of view on the matter. He also kind of tries to posture the people that don't like it as people that would not be interested in seeing what the future of this channel holds and what he's going to do with it, but I would very much so disagree with that. A very popular Minecraft YouTuber who I watched a lot growing up, AntVenom, also had left a comment under this video that I want to read off here. He writes, "I could imagine 1,000 different ways in which this whole situation could have turned out worse had you been less willing to be respectful about it. I don't necessarily fault you for having tried this, but I do understand people who are critical for you having tried this in the first place. The moral dilemma surrounding how Technodad felt, legitimate questions surrounding the whole donating revenue to charity, and how it felt like that issue was being kind of dodged, etc. When that was being discussed the other day, I thought this was about to spin in a bad direction. I'm thankful that it didn't." He goes on to kind of percolate about how this situation's gone and, finding the silver lining in it, so to speak. And he says, "I'm thankful that we all got to share in our love and appreciation of Technoblade again," and closes it out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody started talking about Technoblade. And I think that's a good thing, because Technoblade is fucking awesome. I used to watch Technoblade before he even got sick, or before people knew that he was sick. I don't know. I wasn't like a fan or anything. He was just in my cycle of content for a little while. A similar situation, not situation, but like a YouTuber that died that I really, really liked was Total Biscuit. I actually am a fan of Total Biscuit. And if somebody was LARPing a Total Biscuit, that'd be kind of fucking awesome, actually.
I think AntVenom had some really good points there, just to say that there is a legitimacy to the criticism, or at least he views that as, legitimate criticism to what was going on, how things were being handled. But at the same time saying, hey, just good on you for respecting Technodad's wishes. But now continuing on with his video. We're on our last 2 points here that I wanted to showcase. The first is that he talks about that there is a bit of a backlog in terms of content as Technolarp that he may be putting out later on, but he said he's not going to monetize them. Here is that clip.
There was some more videos I've recorded as Technolarp and not yet edited, and some I had planned with other creators that probably won't be coming out now, but maybe in the future sometime I'll release them in like some file or something. Someone could go watch them somewhere if I ever feel like just throwing them out there for no reason. But I know you guys probably want to still see them. So as I said, maybe in the future, at some point, they'll be somewhere for you to view without monetary gain and without even like publicity view gain. I don't know if I'd I'd probably put them as unlisted and just put like the link somewhere if somebody wanted to see them. I don't know. None of that's confirmed. That's just me thinking about things, right?
So in some regard, good that if he was going to do it, isn't going to be monetized, anything like that. At the same time, The wishes were for the persona to cease and to not continue doing that, and that came from Technodad. So again, there's that conflict of Technodad's wishes are for you to cease in
yeah, just get rid of it. You're just gonna cause way more problems that you don't need. Just get rid of it. Like, I don't care, but I'm just telling you, it's gonna be bad, and we're just gonna be right here again talking about them.
Doing this, so to respect those wishes would to not be posting those, but he's going, well, I know you guys would want to see that kind of stuff, which is probably true. There's a lot of people that would want to see TechnoLARP stuff, like they already clearly have been, which is why his channel blew up so much, but that's not what Technodad is asking for. And Stryker here, TechnoLARP, has made it clear that he's trying to listen to Technodad. So again, actions/ideas here aren't necessarily lining up with, you know, respecting Technodad's wishes, or at least people seem to see it that way. Again, specifically curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this point as well. Last point, he again kind of goes over and addresses why he isn't deleting the channel and doing that. And his reasoning is because people in his comment section are telling him not to do that.
Some people might be asking, why don't you just delete the channel and make a new one, or just continue on the other one?
Well, then people who like his content aren't going to be able to find him probably, and I don't like that.
I'll give you multiple reasons that I think are pretty obvious, but some people might miss. Obviously, I've built a big following of people watching me play Minecraft, which is why I'm telling everyone, if it was only for the Technoblade thing, you might not care for what I'm doing next. 2 is I don't want to switch to Minecraft on my other channel just because it wouldn't work out well. That's clearly for a different type of content. And 3, the majority of people, I read comments, I read a lot of comments. The majority of people want to see me for who I am on this channel. I've seen countless
don't delete it
comments just being like, okay, change your name, change your profile picture, be yourself, whatever. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what the majority of the people are saying.
Yeah, subscribers don't even fucking matter anyway.
To do. Even if there's a few guys that are like, oh, this is evil, they're not the people watching the videos, are they?
Yeah, and it's not actually evil in my opinion.
And I wasn't told to delete the channel.
Especially compared to a lot of people that get a lot of defense. Yeah, this I just don't care.
I was told to stop the Technoblade persona, and that's what I'm doing.
Again, this is a bit weird. The third point is the biggest one, talking about what the comments are, but the first one, he built this following because people are watching him play Minecraft. Yes, but more than that, you developed this huge following pretending and LARPing as a much bigger Minecraft YouTuber, Technoblade, who is loved and enjoyed by a lot of people. I guess I can kind of see his point that people were ultimately watching him as he didn't have the exact same playstyle as Technoblade because he's not as good as Technoblade was.
And a lot of people, I think, probably found it funny that he was LARPing as Technoblade and they weren't that fucking down the parasocial rabbit hole.
But then his second point that he makes is he's not moving it over to his own personal channel because he makes horror content on that. It's got a couple thousand subs. Sure, I understand that. You got to make channels like you make TV channels. You can't mix those two in that type of way unless you were like a variety content creator, that kind of thing. But then
or if you have different shows on the same channel, like you're running it like TV shows, like it would on a channel.
He talks about how most people that have left comments on his videos are people saying that he should just rebrand, so he's going to do what the majority wants. Except, again, if Technodad says no and makes the decision, he's happy to remove it then, because that's the ultimate power that he is enacted here, is that Technodad has that final say. Now, I had this whole thing where I jumped into making a poor analogy to survivorship bias and how that's impacting the comment section that he sees on a video that would impact how he's able to, engage with the reactions and perception that he has from his audience. TLDR, the people that generally have a positive reception to his content are more likely to comment than people who really don't like the content. If you don't enjoy content, especially if you're like watching it in your luxury time, you just don't watch it. More than that, unless it makes you feel a special type of upset watching the content, you're less likely to engage with it or comment at all because to you it's just wasting your time. It comes off as a shallow defense to say that I'm just going to follow what the majority is telling me to do, as opposed to contending with some of the points that have been brought up that he seems to recognize, like what we talked about earlier, you know, using this channel for his own personal gain, using the audience that he has built up off of Technolarp for his own gain. He has a guilty conscience of it. That's why he said he's going to be doing charity streams, but he also at the same time says he doesn't believe that he is gaining off of this. I think if he actually was willing to engage with these other points, that he would be acting a bit differently or making different decisions, but that could just be me. It could just be my bias.
Bro is trying to sit on the fence and please everybody except for the haters. And you can't do that. You're just always going to have drama now.
I agree more so with Moist Critical and the points that he's made about this, more than I agree with the rebuttals or points that Stryker has made in regards to.
I don't agree with Moist Critical's take, but also this guy is retarded and did everything all wrong, so...
to his Technolarp stuff. But that brings this video to a close. I hope it's not longer than his video himself that he put out, but I ended up yapping for quite a bit of time.
That's it! Subscribe! Get out of here, you crazy kids!